Well, today I drew another Saja Boy soda, and today it's time to draw Abby. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to draw 2 dots for the start of this cylinder for the can. And we're going to draw a foreshortened circle. So we're saying that this can is below our eye level so we can see the top of it. So there are different ways we can draw cylinders. This is the one we can see the top of. Now we go ahead and repeat that same foreshortened circle. So we're working on the lip of this can. Now this is going to be the height of the can on the outside. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and match this line that curves down. Now I'm going to add the thickness on the inside of the can. So we're going to draw another line that curves up. And then we're going to add the details for the opening of the can and the little tab. And these little details make our can look a little bit more realistic. Alright, so we go ahead and start drawing these diagonal lines now on the left and right hand side. Now I'm going to make 2 dots. This is going to determine the height of the can and also maintaining the same width. It's just going to give me a point of reference to draw to. And these lines curve down at the bottom of this can. Add another little layer. This is an example of overlapping. It just adds a little bit more depth and dimension. Once again, match that line that curves down. And I'm going to do it one more time. This is going to be the bottom of the label that's actually on the can. All right. So with this little rectangle here, I'm going to rough in where the lettering is going to go for Saja Boys. This is Saja Boy Soda, straight out of K-pop Demon Hunters, except this is Abby. This is Abby's version of the Saja Boy Soda. Well, I wonder what kind of flavor this tastes like. Something tropical, maybe? I don't know. So this is going to be the circle. This is going to start off the shape of the head. And I like to start the heads off with the circle because the circle can be turned into a sphere. So it can be turned into a form just by curving a line out, like on this example, to the left. So if I curve a line to the left, the head is now rotated to the left. I'm going to go ahead now, and this center line here is also going to create the chin of the character. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to curve a line down. So this head is tilted forward. It's tilted down so we can see more of the top part of the head. So this is going to be the jawline now. And you can see the placement of the ear is below the eye line. So it really lines up with your eyebrow and the bottom part of your nose. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and draw in the little cheek and the jawline on the left hand side. So some people are like, man, my portraits look so flat. Well, you got to start drawing them in 3/4 view. As you can see, a circle can become a form, and now it is 3-dimensional. I went in and just erased off a few construction lines. And then if we measure from the eyes to the chin, the nose is in the middle. And if we measure from the nose to the chin, the mouth would be in the middle. So those are some of the basic proportions we're using for our portrait today. And we're going to draw big eyes. Got a football shape, so I curved line up, then I curved line down. Add a little circle inside the eye. And adding the eyebrow. A little detail here inside of the ear. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw the eye on the left-hand side. And once again, adding the eyebrow. And if you're on a phone or an iPad, as you know, you can use your fingers to zoom in as needed. So this is the hairline. And with these characters, the head, obviously the bangs go obviously down by the eyebrows. I'll start drawing these lines. You can see the hair points in one direction, and the hair is coming down across the forehead, right above the eyebrows here. It's also got a little ski cap. Alright, so this is the ski cap. We're just going to go ahead and match that same line that curves up. Then we'll go ahead and start drawing the shape of the ski cap. And like I said, I'm just going back and erasing off some construction lines. And this hair is overlapping, so now it's going in front of the little ski cap on Abby's head. I'm just going to widen the hat a little bit more. So now it kind of lines up with this ear. And once again, we're using the constructivist approach, building with shapes and forms. Obviously being loose and sketch-like. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding in the neck. So this is a little bit of hair below the ear. we have a little neck of our character. Alright, so we're going to start working on the collar of the shirt here. You can see I'm curvy line up. And this is going to create the collar of the shirt. On the right hand side. And once again, collar on the left hand side. So now we have the shoulder. Draw out the shoulder here on the left hand side. So we're going to see more of the shoulder on the right hand side because it's closer to us. Shoulder on the left hand side, not as wide. Just going to use a little stick arm and hand. So sometimes we start off the figure with a little stick person. This creates the angle of the arm. And now I'm going to go ahead in with some shapes here. So it's going to be the elbow. And now the forearm tapers. It means those lines get closer together as you get towards the wrist. Let's get adding the little sleeve. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start drawing in the fingers. Doing these little rectangular shapes here for the fingers. Just the palm of the hand. Now we're going to go ahead and add the thumb. Curve these lines out to the left here, and this is going to create the knuckles. And as artists, we're constantly evaluating our artworks. We're kind of making adjustments as needed. And now I'm going to go ahead and start drawing the flowers here, these oval-shaped petals. I'm going to make it look more like a hibiscus. So maybe it's a Hawaiian-themed shirt. Go ahead and add the right sleeve now. See just a little bit of the arm. Alright, so here's our little text box. I'm going to use all capital letters, Saja. So you can see I drew a little guideline halfway through the box that creates the height of the lettering. And that's how I make sure the lettering is about the same size. So same thing for the base here. And I'm just drawing the letters in between these two lines, the one above and below. And you can decorate the can however you like. I'm going to go ahead and add some hearts on there. Obviously, we're spending quite a bit of time on this drawing today, so I kind of held back a little bit on the details on the can. Obviously, you could add repetition of like bubbles, dots, hearts. So this is an example of use of repetition now. So I'm drawing multiple hearts. And we'll go ahead and clean up a few construction lines, and then we're going to get ready to outline today. So I'm outlining with a brush tip marker, and this brush tip is firm. A lot of brush tip markers are not. This one here is more of a hard brush tip marker. So if you go on the tippy toe of this marker, it gets really nice thin outlining. And obviously if you get onto the side of it or press down, you can get a little bit of a thicker line. So as you're outlining, you want to vary your line weight, also known as your line thickness. Also too, depending on the direction of your light source, the side of the shadow, you can go thicker with your outlining. So this is powder pink. This is going to create the shadows. And then I'm going to go in with beige. So just with those two values, look how 3D Abby's looking. And in the hair, I went in with pink. Did some white highlights, with some light pink. I have yellow ochre. And then I have the light yellow is going to be ivory. I have some fuchsia here, creating a darker red violet. And we have the robin green. This is this wonderful turquoise color. And for the shadows, I have emerald green. That's what's cool about these Posca paint markers, is the color palette is pretty awesome. I've got red, and then I'm adding a little bit of dark red where there should be some shadows. Now here I'm going in with the light purple. I'm making this can backlit. So like the light source is behind the can. I'm going to go in with my darkest purple. Going with my medium purple, and then I'm adding a little bit of white. So I'm kind of outlining Abby a little bit, and I'm also creating a little bit of a color gradation. And that's an example of creating like a soft edge, right? So you kind of blend your edges. All right. And with the can, I'm just using gray and white and adding some shadows. I'm also able to achieve some lighter grays as well. Just with those two values, look how three-dimensional it's looking. Well, if you love K-pop Demon Hunters, I've got a full step-by-step drawing videos waiting for you on my channel. And go ahead and pick your next one. Alright, well, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.